How may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alzin Tarek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula One, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hall 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Sports Hub for all the updates and analysis.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Sports Hub is live on your radio. Second installment of the show for today, Monday evening, 26th in the month of January 2026. And we are here to preach gospel sport to you for the next 15 minutes. Talk about all of the in-swingers, all of the lancer presses, the slams, and the dunks. Taking you through all of the news making the rounds and the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Bayern Munich lost for the first time since March 2025 in the German Bundesliga yesterday. And guess what? The last team to defeat Bayern Munich was Arsenal. Yes. And the same Arsenal tasted their first defeat of the league at home right there this season. A lot of firsts happening yesterday across Europe, especially in the world of football. Now tells us exactly why people always say that the English Premier League is an exciting league. I already took a bit of reactions earlier this morning on Sports in a Jiffy, but we're right here this evening to dissect all of the hot topics and take you through the nitty-gritty of some of the major stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Big stories coming through on the show. Talk about transfer beats, just as we have the back pages of the major dailies. Your Deji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on the show this evening. Here's a short reminder that we're streaming live on our Facebook fan page at impact radio 102.1 FM. You can join us right there on YouTube at impact 102.1 FM. To the switch of the back of the net, we'll be getting the show on the road because there's so much to talk about, so much to look into, loads of stories to unpack from the home front and also the European football as well. Welcome aboard this amazing ride. And just so you know, my bed will not be flying with one wings. I've got the amazing Warito also joins me on the show this evening. Welcome to Sports Hub, Warid. So pleased to have you join us.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Good evening to all our listeners. And Manchester United is back. I'm starting on that note because we have suffered enough. And when you win games like this, you have to be excited because a lot of people never give.
Honestly, I don't want to laugh out loud.
Because you see, I was so confident.
What are you all feeling like, really? Because if they're Arsenal,
I was confident that we're not going to lose against Arsenal. We're not going to beat Arsenal. We're not going to lose against Arsenal because the first match of the season was against Arsenal. We saw we dominated Arsenal in that particular match.
But they went through with the win.
Saying that it's not just by playing. You have to get the results. This time around, United have done the needful by getting the first team to beat Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. And it has been a long while.
I mean, 2017, that was the last time in the Premier League.
2019.
And Carrick did defeated Arsenal. Was that in 2021?
2020.
That was 2021.
2021.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was 12-12-2021, if I'm not mistaken. That was when Carrick defeated Arsenal then.
Yeah.
But then, big game last night, just like you mentioned, a lot of force happened in that particular game, and now makes that Sunderland the only team to still continue playing unbeaten at home this season.
Yeah. And for Arsenal, that record has been broken by... we can help Sunderland to break that record, but when we get to the Stadium of Light, it will settle that matter. But for now, Arsenal fans deserve that banter. This particular period, they have had a lot of record was shattered by United yesterday.
Okay.
A lot of record. We had the home record.
Yeah.
United unbeaten record against Arsenal, Emirates, and also the commentator said something while the game was going. Anytime Arsenal score first, the last 24 matches, Arsenal have always won that match.
Yeah, I think that's the first time they are losing.
Was broken. And also, Arsenal not conceded 3 goals because on Sport News, I saw that stat. This is the first time Arsenal conceded 3 goals since 2023, since that game against Luton Town. And I think at home, you have to go far back as 2021. Those are the record, and it was United that scored 3 goals against Arsenal. Those are the kind of record that you'll be excited at. Yes, this Man United team, there is a lot of talent, there's a lot of potential there. It's now left for these players to kind of showcase what they have. They have done that in the last 2 games under the interim manager, Michael Carrick.
Well, let's also hope that things are getting to be in the right shape for Manchester United. I mean, a lot is actually being said about Arsenal. I know that we've been flogging these talks since morning, and it's going to go on like that, at least till the end of the season, if by peradventure Arsenal happen to bottle this league. Because as it is right now, this is about that time when they always tend to, they seem to lose focus, they seem to lose concentration. Because for the record, their star boy, Bukayo Saka, has only scored a goal in all competition. I mean, in the last 2 months.
Their fourth line, I think it's only
Victor Gyökeres, no goal from open play, only penalty goals.
I saw the start.
No goal.
Of them. It's only Trossard that about scored 1 in 13 because in the Premier League, 0 in 13. Gyökeres 0 from open play in the last 7 games or so. We have the lives of Martinelli also going blank, and he's showing because Arsenal without set piece in a particular game, they kind of struggle. And yesterday we saw it because the only thing that they were threat about was from set piece, and United were able to neutralize that because
I think they got one through Mikel Merino. They pushed and got that one in the back of the net.
Arsenal the first score because out of the 5 goals yesterday, United scored 4, and we just say okay, we make Arsenal.
There was an on goal in that game.
So for Arsenal, they have a lot of work to do. United helped them last week, but they were not able to take advantage of that defeat that United is still on the Man City. They drew that game against Nottingham Forest. Now United has done the same for Manchester City, but Manchester City and Aston Villa were able to take their advantage by winning their own games.
Cutting the lead from 13 to 4.
4 points, and as it stands, it's still in Arsenal hand. Arsenal still has edge over the 2 competitors, regular about Aston Villa and Man City. It's not left for them to take advantage of that. The rest of your game to the season end, which is not possible because I kind of believe that City will also.
You think it's not possible?
It's possible to win the rest of your game to the end of the season, but the reality is that do you see this Arsenal side doing that? I don't think so.
That's a good question.
What's now certain is that City and Aston Villa are also going to draw points. I still want Arsenal to win the league, but yesterday was a game that I knew that United was not going to lose against the Arsenal side. It was already coming, and Mikel Arteta is kind of be cautious of the way he goes about the game. Because last season, a lot of people, before even this season started, we have been clamoring for an out-and-out striker for Arsenal. Natural number 9. Gyökeres has come in and he has kind of struggled to fit into this Arsenal side. I don't know what is happening to Arteta, or is he scared of going all out for the league? Because Guardiola.
You don't forget that he's actually competing on 4 fronts right now. He has the Champions League to come later this week as well. Of course, he's qualified automatically to the next round, but he still has a bit of FA Cup to play for. There's still the League Cup to also play for him. So I mean, we cannot say maybe he's trying to be conservative when it comes to the league.
See. There's something in economics that's called scale of preference. According to the order of importance, there are some things that you know that it has been long we have won a trophy. Last time
22 years
that's
now.
That's a trophy. That's FA Cup. Premier League. It has been some people they never won the Premier League. So for Arsenal, a lot of people want the league or the Champions League. Arteta should set his priority right, because now he has one leg in the final of the Carabao Cup, which is quite possible for him to
win it.
Now your focus should be either the Premier League or the Champions League. Okay. If you are trying to forfeit the Premier League, a lot of Arsenal fans will be happy with you. Now, like I said, Arsenal has enough firepower. The squad depth is out, and majority of the players are available.
No, he has a full squad for the game yesterday.
Full squad. Now he has to go all out. It seems games against the smaller teams, beat them, win those games, and try to find your way against the bigger boys.
Well, away from Arsenal talks right now, so much to talk about, so much to look into considering that particular game, because a lot of us were broken in that game yesterday. And still talking about a couple of firsts from yesterday, we also saw Bayern Munich also dropping points against Augsburg. The god of football had other plans right there for Bayern Munich. And in the Italian Serie A, we also saw the game between Napoli and Juventus. Whitewash right there from Juventus to make sure that the tight defense from Napoli might not just be happening anytime soon, not even this season, by the way, because they are also trailing the league leaders by about 5 points right there. Away from that, right now, we'll talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League, because there's so much to talk about, so much to look into. Don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms. We are currently streaming live on our YouTube channel at impact 102.1 FM right there on YouTube, and our Facebook fan page is at impact radio 102.1 FM. Studio line 0907-224-5018. Let's feel your pulse. Manchester United fans, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans. By the way, Liverpool once again dropped points away from home to AFC Bournemouth. I called that. I was even calling for. I knew it was going to be like a slight win for Bournemouth, but I saw Bournemouth winning that game. And the type of job Andoni Iraola has been doing with that Bournemouth side. I mean, he saw 6 of his best players so far this season.
And another additional one went this.
And that's Anthony Semenyo. Yeah, Madi Semenyo too. That makes it 6.
That makes it 6. And it shows when a manager is good, he tries to find a way out of a particular situation. We had Bournemouth go on that particular one. I think in 11 games, they never won.
Winless streak, yeah.
Winless streak. And all of a sudden, after the game that they had against Tottenham Hotspur,
there's a bit of a resurgence for them.
They drew against Brighton. Was it last week Monday? 1-1 draw. Where Brighton left it late. And now against the Liverpool side, they were 2-0 up in that particular game. Liverpool fought their way back, but they never gave up. They were relentless and got the winner 9 minutes late in injury time. And it's good for them, because now Bournemouth are trying to climb up the table, and they are trying to find themselves maybe in a relegation battle, but for them it's a good victory for them. And for Liverpool and the Slots, who are still winless since the start of the year, talking about 2026 in the Premier League, we said that to pan out, because coming to the game during this weekend, they were on 30 game unbeaten in no competition. But Bournemouth had other plans for them, and they were able to get the maximum point at the Vitality Stadium right there in England.
Well, hopefully, the tables will turn for Liverpool, because a defending champion, you always expect that they put up a great fight. I think what is just what is happening with Liverpool is what is happening in the Nigerian Premier Football League. As let's bring it home a little bit right now. Remo Stars in the Nigerian Premier Football League, not a good season for them. They've been fighting for the EPL for the last 4 years. They finally got it last year, and since then, looks like a turn in fortune for the Remo base side in the Nigerian Premier Football. They have their game this evening, the game between them and Con Califat. But if you look at Remo Stars and Con Califat on the MPFL table, you think that maybe the two teams, there's nothing to really separate them, because Remo Stars currently are sitting 16th on the MPFL log.
And it's a bad situation for a reigning champion or defending champion, because it seems that they can't defend the MPFL title.
There's no way they are defending this one.
There's no way they are defending.
They are 22 matches into the season.
There have been a lot of issues happening, even talking about of the pitch issues. Was it not on Friday? They had that sanction from the MPFL.
Playing away from home for the remaining matches of the season.
I think they will kind of play their way through, because you also had that situation with Kano players early on this season where they had that issue in that particular match between them and TSC. And the verdict that the MPFL board gave was they were going to play the rest of their home matches at Katsina. But now they are back to their home ground. So the same thing can happen, but for this particular period, they are going to be playing their remaining games at the Lagos Salami Stadium right there in Ibadan. And for the first match they are playing that particular period was against a struggling side, Con Califat. It will play a huge part, because the first season of the league was played at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. Now, when they have renovated their stadium,
not too good updates coming through from Remo, because Kun Khalifat are currently leading that game 1-0.
No, it has ended. Full time 1-1.
Okay.
Full time 1-1. That's from the NPFL.
NPFL. Okay.
And it was Ahmed Akinyele that got the equalizer for them. So for Remo Stars, you have to fight that. Now, thank God their coach is back. Talking about them. Daniel Gumodede. I don't even know the arrangement, because at some point early on this season we heard that he was going to resign because of his position and the rest. But for Remo Stars, you have to fight their way through, because when you are going down, and people don't care. We saw Kano players 2 times this particular period. They were 2-time champions within 3 years. I think 2011 and 2013. And they went to relegation back to back. Of 3 years. They went to relegation. So the same thing can happen with Remo Stars. So they have to figure out what is happening, the problem with the team, and try to find it, because now we are in the second stanza. There are still a lot of games to play for. And we saw Benin Insurance. At some point, Benin Insurance were in the relegation zone.
They're also struggling.
They are find their way back of the table. All thanks to Kennedy Boboye. The same thing can happen with Remo Stars.
So you think that maybe a change of managerial, or the fact that Daniel is back now, might just be a bit of change for Remo Stars to push at least for mid-table?
Yes, a change can happen. No, you see, there are a lot of things that happened before the start of the season. A lot selling of their players that played a huge part to where they are as it stands. Because looking at the likes of Rivers United, the likes of Enugu Rangers, majority of their players season, but you as the reigning champions, like 6 or 5 of your starters went out to other leagues and tried to play abroad. But for you now, you can see that they are struggling in the league, and I think that Remo Stars are one of the teams that that they are doing the right things, but
it's not happening on the pitch of play right now.
We saw how disappointing they had in the CAF Champions League qualifiers. This Sundowns. They lost in
bottom and away. All right, away from that, talking about the Nigerian Premier Football League drama right there at Eyimba, because it's been said that Coach Deji Ayemi has been sacked mid-season. He was on the way with the team after their 2-0 loss to Niger Tornadoes, and right on that spot, he was being sacked and a new manager was being announced. Talk about a Florentino Perez SQ type of team right there.
This is our third manager for this season. First was Stanley Eguma, Deji Ayemi, and I think the new manager is a foreign manager.
Yeah, they say Decho Gustavo Emmanuel. They have to go all the way to Germany.
So for Eyimba, they are also one of the teams, but their bad one is not as bad as Remo Stars, and these are the veterans that we know them to be in the league. Talking about Eyimba,
I mean, 3-time winners of the NPFL.
Since our run, it's not the way a proper club should be run, and we have seen them even get some sanctions this particular season on several occasions. So for Eyimba, maybe they can have the managerial boss United are having, hopefully, because the way things are looking bad for their big club. Talking about the Elephant of Aba.
It's not that big club. I mean, right there in the Nigerian Premier Football League, there's no big club really. If you're not up to par with what the boys are doing there, you're going to be whooped for it. Because even the likes of Nasarawa United, who have been playing an amazing football all through this season, their unbeaten was also cut short by Enugu Rangers, delivering a commanding performance right there. 4-2. It ended between the two sides right there, and of course that particular result is now having a bit of impact on the NPFL table going into March 23. Still at top of the log is Rivers United. They seem to have one game in hand, and they are still closely followed by Nasarawa United, who are second on the log. Abia Warriors are third on the log with 22 matches played. Enugu Rangers are fourth. Then at bottom of the table you still have the likes of Kun Khalifa, Kano Pillars second from bottom. There's Plateau United, and then there's my darling club Kwara United, who are sitting just atop of the relegation zone right there. Not to forget Remo Stars, 2 points adrift there. I mean, and the big boys sitting in the relegation zone gives you a bit of thinking about the state of the NPFL this season.
Yes, you have to. You see, if you don't do your homework, you will find yourself in a difficult situation. That is what we are having. Kwara United have a game in that because they were supposed to play against Rivers United this particular weekend. But due to the continental duties that Rivers United had, that's why the game was postponed.
Hopefully
we will see it, because Kwara United are one team. There's a start I saw. There are only 2 teams that have not won an away game this season. Them and Plateau United. Hopefully, those kind of games, if you are doing well at home, try to get a couple of points away from home, which puts you in a better position. And we are very talking about Real Madrid. So Kwara United, they have an outstanding game. Hopefully, that outstanding game, you will be able to win against Rivers United, because the likes of Ikorodu City and Abia Warriors were not able to take advantage of Rivers United playing at the continent, because now we have given them an opportunity that, okay, you guys were not able to win your game. Now we are still ahead of you guys.
Honestly, I was having the opinion that possibly when Remo Stars and also Rivers United, got admitted from the continental football, when they come back to the NPFL, at least it's going to give them a bit of chance, because they already are I think they are 5 games away from the other teams then. So I was like, okay, if they're able to get Ghana a bit of points from there, they can push themselves up the table, but it didn't just happen that way.
Until the boss has started the game, until it is played, you are not guaranteed about that.
It's just as though you're calculating the money that is on your account yet.
Exactly, that's just the truth. Because I'm kind of realistic that when a team has started games, especially when it's a lot, don't calculate those kind of 3 points until that team plays
that particular game.
We saw it with your Monsters. Teams that participated at the continent. Rivers United were able to kind of match up, and they were in a good run of form. I saw their stats, but for Rivers United, they are in a poor position now, a good position to kind of continue with that momentum. They may get, because the way it's looking at the continent, they are looking at, okay, they are going back, they are coming back to Nigeria, because they drew away from home against Power Dynamos. I'm going to come to that. But for the likes of Abia Warriors, losing at home against Nassau United, they were the only away team that won this particular game week. But for the likes of Nassau United, like I said, it was a good win. Ikorodu City also lost away from home, left it late against Economic Warriors. All these kind of victories are the kind of Ikorodu City have done well this season. But these are the kind of games that you have to make a statement that, okay, we are in the mix to challenge for the title. If you are unable to win the title, at least get the continental tickets.
All right, away from that right now, let's go skidadu to Europe, and we start with us coming through from the world of basketball. Thinking of a bit of NBA news before we go straight into the Australian Open on the show this evening. Our Sports Hub show on Empire Radio 102.1 FM 0907 224 5018 is the gateway to the studio. Let's feel your pulse right here and now. We're also streaming live on our YouTube channel at Impact 102.1 FM, on TikTok at Sports Tales. Away from that right now, we're going straight into the world of basketball. A couple of days ago, it was said that Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be out for a period of time, at least up to 6 weeks, which means even if he's going to be coming back, might just be towards the tail end of the season. That's like the playoffs period. And now, a lot of questions is being posed at Milwaukee Bucks, whether or not they'll be willing to trade Giannis.
I think these talks have been coming before the start of the season, because you have had the particular issue that, okay, he has won the NBA championship with this particular.
Also, 2-time MVP.
So it's just a matter of time. I think it's not working between Giannis and also the Milwaukee Bucks.
But he's been committed. I mean, ever since he joined them in 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't take away that credit from Giannis. He has played his own part very well. But it's not left for the team to kind of comprehend, help him or assist him in doing better. I think, was it 2 years ago, they won the NBA Cup, that's the in-season tournament, which is also a good addition to him. But as it stands, this side are currently struggling, and for him to be out for a long period of time, it puts them in a difficult situation to even qualify for the playing, talkless of the playoff. And this team have to step up, because now your main man, your MVP is out, and if you are not do well without him, it now becomes, there will be a lot of question marks.
And I feel like players. One of the reasons why they will be looking to trade him is that I think, was it last week? They've been on a winless streak for a couple of matches now, and during one of his pressers, he mentioned something. He said he blamed his teammates that they were not stepping up their games.
Yes, that is it, because basketball is not just, it's a team sport. If it is tennis now, you can play the individual, but team sport like basketball, all of you have to come in. The reason why you have a roster is because of you have the starters and other people who can even come in. And I think the other players have a step on, like of Bobby Portis. You also have Kai Kuzman and the rest. Those people who are supposed to step in for the Milwaukee Bucks haven't done their job. And I think they are currently seated 11th or so.
Instant conference. And it has not changed in like 7 matches.
And they are not even winning games, because if for you to climb up the table,
you have to win games. Yeah, true.
And that is not what the Milwaukee Bucks are.
He's saying that they don't have the chemistry right now. That some of the boys are being selfish. I mean, for him to talk. This is just almost like the same press conference Ruben Amorim had when he was going to be sacked by Manchester United. And really,
because as it stands, I see one thing about the NBA, the transfers are not the same like because majority of the power are with the franchise.
Yes.
And it depends on what they want to do with that particular player because these players get a lot of massive money when they are being traded. And that's the reason why these players don't have the power to dictate where they want to go. So I think for Giannis, he has to hope that the players, as at this point in time, till when they will come back, will have to do their own part and play their own role. Because when you don't qualify for the play-in or the playoff, then your season is kind of off.
A bad season. Automatically, it's a bad season. Well, we are open, and if a lot of what ifs currently with Giannis Antetokounmpo now, and even the teams that will be coming in for him. Honestly, there's a bit of questions whether it's going to be Oklahoma City or maybe it's going to be Detroit Pistons. Both number 1 seeds from both the Eastern and the Western Conference. I'm thinking big for him really because I don't see him joining any other team because he's a big game player.
He's a big game player, but at the same time, those teams are calling because if you had Giannis to that OKC, you are just out there like Messi and Ronaldo is the same thing because you have a certain SG already and bringing in one star player now you are kind of reinforcing that team. Detroit Pistons are one team that was not 3 years or 4 years ago they were struggling and now they are top of the Eastern Conference with Cunningham doing his own thing. So it will be any team Giannis is going, it's going to be a massive addition to that team. So it's less for him to decide and also for the franchise to decide on whether is this season that is going to leave or at the end of the day it's going to be traded.
All right, well from that, let's go take this one coming through from the Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr, who said his team won a bizarre, sad game at the Minnesota Timberwolves in a somber atmosphere after the fatal shooting of an intensive care nurse by some agents right there in Minneapolis. The death of a 37-year-old on Saturday. It was said to be the second time in less than a month where a citizen has been killed by federal agents in the city, and of course sparking a bit of protest both locally and in some parts of the US. All of these things, I feel like it does get to the athletes, to the players too. Because imagine a game is going on and you're hearing the news that just a bit or a distance from where, from the stadium, from where the match is being played, there's a shooting outside there.
No, that particular match was supposed to wasn't on a Saturday night, but because of that incident, it was postponed to yesterday evening. And these kind of things, these are things that happen in US. We know that anytime you're shooting issues, just that the main focus will be US. And it was between, I think, Alex Piet was the guy and also a federal agent, like you mentioned, the federal immigration officer that shot him. And at the end of the day, it was not the best of nights because that kind of atmosphere was not, but a moment was set for a person that was shot. And these are not the kind of news that, because a popular event is going to be happening June, July. And when people are hearing this, I'm talking about the World Cup.
World Cup.
It's going to, because when people hear this news, there are a lot of doubt that are people going to be safe, because people
do I really want to go there?
Go there, exactly. Who will have a second thought of these particular issues, and they have to look for a way, because these kind of issues should have been sorted out in a long period of time. But these are the regular things that happen with in US. Shooting, you can see a student in the name of mental health or something go into a classroom, start shooting a lot of people. This is not the first time we are hearing incidents like this. But at the end of the day, it was a good win for Steve Kerr and his side. At the end of the day, against a Timberwolves side who are struggling. This is their 5th straight loss. The first time in more than 3 years, and it was not a good night for them. It was a low-scoring night for them, the lowest they have had since November 2021, where they lost against LA Clippers 104-84. The likes of Anthony Edwards had 32 points, 11 rebounds. The Los Angeles had the low-scoring night, 11 points. For the Golden State Warriors, for the likes of Steph Curry, who had 26 points, 7 rebounds, and it was a high steal for Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry had 4 steal. The likes of Brandon Podziemski had 12.6 rebounds and 4 steal. We also have Moses Moody who had 19.8 rebounds, and it was a good night for them because, like I said, this is a 7 win in 10. And this is where you need your big boys to step over. And Steph Curry was able to do that for the Golden State Warriors.
Most definitely. Away from that right now, let's go skedaddle straight into the world of tennis, bringing you all of the recap of the matches that were played in the Australian Open at the first Grand Slam of the year 2026, currently on the way right there. Some big names are already exiting with likes of Naomi Osaka, two-time winner of the Australian Open, who said her body is changing and she's blaming a bit of, surgery. Not surgery really, but then she said, some stores that happened during pregnancy is the reason why she had to call it a time just after making it to the round 4 of the Australian Open. But yes, the likes of Lorenzo Musetti have also made it to the next round. Iga Swiatek qualified to the next round early this morning. There's also the likes of Madison Keys, our defending champion, has been knocked out by a fellow and a friend, Jessica Pegula. I mean, a lot of actions, right? And I think this is the first time that we'll be having 4 US athletes making it to the quarterfinal. So it means that at least we have one United States athlete in the finals of the Australian Open.
And like you mentioned, let me start from their stats are important. This is the first time we're having 4 United States players in the WTA category. In this particular US Australian Open since 2001. And like you said, and there's also a record, the first time in this Open era where we have these top seeded players, both for the ATP and the WTA category in the last 8. It just shows that the top seeded players are doing their own. This is but
there's this 18-year we need to be very wary of in the WTA. Ivajovic. I think every year we see people like that.
Exactly. Emma Raducanu has done her own.
Yeah.
And I know that
last year in the ATP was João Fonseca.
Yeah. And a lot of talks were coming into this WTA event talking about the Australian Open. We had the certain Victoria Mboko.
Mboko,
she was talking about
the Canadian.
Against Ariana Sabalenka. A lot of people expected that.
But she gave it a good fight.
She gave it a good fight. And like you mentioned, we are seeing the people that we want. Now the men are separated from the boys, while the women are separated from the girls. For the both category. Musetti will be facing Djokovic. We have the right of Zverev.
I mean, Musetti, it's been said that Musetti is one of the youngest players in the 2000s to have qualified for this quarterfinal of all the major Grand Slams.
Yes, and it's quite surprising because last year he got to the Roland Garros semi-final. Yes, and he's going to be facing a 10-time champion who has won, I think,
9 times. Their head-to-head is 9-1.
9-1. He has won only 3 matches in this particular Australian Open. It should just show how this guy is dominant at this particular Open. I even saw a record because while I was doing my research, from 2006 to 2023, this Grand Slam was dominated by the big 3. 10 by Djokovic, 6 by Federer, and 2 by Nadal. And I was thinking about what the others doing for that particular period.
Okay, because you're talking about stats now, because it's like you brought the stats to this show today. There's also a stat that says that Yannick Sinner, if he wins his next match, he's going to be moving 1 match ahead of Roger Federer, who won 18 matches at the Australian Open.
Yes, he has won 18 consecutive. It means that
he's going to be getting 19
for him. And he also become the second player after Djokovic to win 3 in a row because he's looking to he has won the last 2.
But can you do a 3-peat?
It's possible because the way it's going, the only Grand Slam that Carlos Alcaraz hasn't won in this particular Australian Open, and that is because
they are not even okay. I think they are on the same side. They might meet in the semi-final,
and it will be a nice matchup for them because
they might meet in the semi-final.
Djokovic will. I hope the Djokovic will try to avoid either of the 2 because these 2 guys.
So there's no way he's avoiding them.
He's going to
if he makes it to the final, he's definitely going to be facing one of them.
Before the final, because final anything can happen. I'm talking about before the final. So if he's avoiding either one of them, then it's a good one for him because he's looking to break that Margaret Court record. Talking about the 25
and also win that 11th.
Because Djokovic is 38 and it is not on the side because Lorenzo Musetti, the 5th seeded player, is also a big match because I saw Musetti defeat Taylor Fritz, who was the nice player in straight sets 6-1, 6-3, and 7-6. So it's going to be a good matchup between Djokovic and also Musetti. And also the likes of Yannick Sinner will be facing Ben Shelton. Ben Shelton has a lot of difficult tasks against one of Ben Shelton defeated Kaspar Ruud. Was this morning? I think this morning. He lost the first set 6-3, 6-4, 6-3 and 6-4. So lost that to go. It's quite an interesting time in the Australia Open.
Honestly, a couple of players also have a bit of stats that says the likes of Igor Swiatek, all through the matches that she's played, she's dropped sets.
She's dropped a particular set.
Yeah, she's dropped sets. All of them have to struggle and come back to show that, look, I'm a champion on this stuff.
Yes, because Iga Swiatek, she did not have the best of season last year. And at this particular, I think she hasn't, this Grand Slam too, she hasn't won it. It's one that she hasn't won. And she will be looking to add that to her cabinet.
Yes.
She will be like, and we still have, like you mentioned, we are talking about Jessica Pegula and Madison Keys. Madison Keys won this Australia Open, the first Grand Slam of the year last year. She was not able to defend this time around. She lost to her close friend. And I found out that both of them are able to do a podcast together. And they had a bet that if Pegula
there will be a cheese,
she will wear, because Pegula parents own one of the NFL team, talking about the Buffalo Bills. That if she lost, she will put on one of the arrivals, that's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs jersey. And for Madison Keys, who lost now, she will have to taste a particular delicacy.
That's the cheese.
That's the cheese. In our family tradition, I think the Thanksgiving tradition. So it's quite an interesting time because there are a lot of rivalry. Like you mentioned, 4 Americans in the quarterfinals. We will see how that will go for the world of tennis.
Most definitely, we'll see how that will go in the world of tennis. Away from that, right now, let's quickly skidado to the world of football. Some amazing stories making the rounds right there, exactly aftermath of the matches that were played in match week 23 in the English Premier League. Talk of the town is the dig between Manchester United and Arsenal, beating Arsenal and also putting Manchester United in the race for the European place right there after that game yesterday. And also Liverpool, who also went and dropped points to AFC Bournemouth. Manchester City are back to winning ways over the weekend as well, and a good game right there for Maguire, who made his debut against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yes, it's a good debut for him. There's no better way to start your Man City debut by keeping a clean sheet. Even though it was against a struggling Wolves side, but these are the games I expect City to win. Marmoush came back from AFCON, got on the score sheet, and also
looks like every player who's gotten back from AFCON are in top form. Really? I didn't see that coming.
Liverpool lost. Now there are a lot of question marks on Salah's
future.
We don't know what will happen.
No, but the Champions League match he played, they won. Yes. Okay. I think I'm gonna fire back right there.
Okay. Yes, you have to give you a lot of credit.
And as well, there's also the game that happened yesterday.
Chelsea.
What you have mentioned, Nottingham Forest.
Taiwo
Awoniyi, of course, are coming back after over a year. That has been, after that induced coma from the surgery. Good to see him back on the score sheet, scoring for Nottingham Forest in the game against Brentford.
Yes, he came on the second half.
77 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
11 minutes after he came on,
go.
It just shows that when you keep on working, there's a point that at the end of the day you get the result that you desire, and that is what happened for Taiwo Awoniyi, because this particular period we expected him to be the first striker since a Wood has been out. Or Igor Jesus.
Thiago.
Igor Jesus. Thiago is with
okay, Brentford. I mix them up a whole lot.
A lot of people mix them up a lot.
True, I mix them up a whole lot.
And when he got the opportunity by giving by Sean Dyche, and it was a good win for Nottingham Forest, because Nottingham Forest are in a situation where now West Ham are trying to find their way up the table. And after they won, there were a lot of pressure on Nottingham Forest against an informed Brentford side. Back-to-back losses for Kitandro side after they lost to Chelsea, now losing at home at the DTEC Stadium. So for Taiwo Awoniyi and Nottingham Forest, a good win for them. A good win for Taiwo Awoniyi and also Nottingham. There was also a bit of Taiwo talks by Sean Dyche in the game yesterday. Honestly, it feels like we are bringing AFCON to every of the league right now. And away from that, let's talk about the French Ligue 1, where there's Hendrick, who is doing amazing for Lyon right there. 4 goals and assists in 3 starts for him. He had a hat-trick over the weekend. Yes. when it's not working for you in one particular place, change location.
Do you see Endrick returning to Real Madrid? I think he's enjoying life away from there.
Because Endrick is still a young player. He still has a lot to play. But that Real Madrid side, there is a pecking order. Because I don't see him getting into that starting lineup. Because we were in a situation where the starting Rodrigo was even struggling to start. Now he has gotten the opportunity to go alone at Lyon, and he has been doing exceptionally well. And hopefully that this run continues, because when you score a lot of goals, when you get into the action, your confidence continues to increase, and you begin, because no one is taking away the potential that Endrick has. But it's just the opportunity of getting the playing time. There are a lot of talent out there, especially when you move all the way from Brazil down straight to one of the
Spanish league,
and it just shows how good you are. And I think for Endrick, he has done well for himself after getting this opportunity of going on loan to Lyon.
Away from that, right now, a couple of matches will be going down later this evening, especially in the English Premier League. But before we talk about that, don't forget that the transfer window is still very much open. We still have like 5 more days before we call it a wrap. Top of the transfer base right about now is that Tammy Abraham is now back in the English Premier League. £80 million to bring him back from the Turkish league right there. There's Aston Villa is looking to buy him back to the English Premier League, because Emery is saying he needs someone to support Oli Watkins.
Yes, Emery, I've seen I think, was it not the match he lost against Everton? The post-match interview that he did was that the team is not good enough to even qualify for the Champions League. We know that it's mind game that it's
true.
But they lost a certain Marlin to Roma, because he was, I think, was he sold on loan to Roma? So you have to, the way you are losing one, you need
to bring another one back. True.
Tammy Abraham is he's going to be a support for Oli Watkins. Oli Watkins is in his form of his life.
Yep.
He has been in the mix in terms of the goals and assists for Aston Villa.
Honestly, if you had told me that Aston Villa were going to sell Don Yamal, I would disagree.
I don't know, because
it was a perfect and super sub for them last season.
I think it's due to the financial fair play.
Okay.
The FFP.
It can also happen.
That's the reason why.
It can also happen. Other transfers to look forward to is also we are monitoring that Trent Alexander-Arnold might just be on the way out of the Santiago Bernabeu in less than a year after making that move from Liverpool. And I think that Liverpool fans will be the one that will be laughing last in this particular transfer, because it's been said that he's now being a target for a return to the Premier League. I would like some Manchester City locking ons for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and also City are also looking to sell one of their own players to Fulham. That's talking about winger Bob.
Oscar Bob is an exceptional talent.
But don't you think he's going to be giving Thomas Chukwueze a run for his money if they sign him?
It depends on the coach. Even there's a certain point that Chukwueze came in, we thought that he was not going to get the opportunity, because there's a certain racing in the mix. But the coach talking about Marco Silva has found a way to
trusted him enough,
and he's even can play both sides of the mix now for Samuel Chukwueze. But for Oscar Bob, I've watched him since his days at the UEFA Youth League Champions League, about the UEFA Youth Champions League, and I see that this guy has it in him. And when he has been called up by Pep Guardiola, he has showed what he can offer. Hopefully, he gets the opportunity, but going into a Fulham squad, these are the kind of squad depth that Fulham.
But do you think that Fulham will make that Chukwueze's transfer permanent? Don't forget that he's still on loan from AC Milan.
We will see how that will go, because the decision is left for Marco Silva. If he sees him worthy of staying in Premier League,
that's why I'm asking this question.
It's not working in AC Milan.
But of course, he's been working for him at Fulham.
That's what I'm saying. It should be a good signing for him to stay at Fulham, but the decision is left to the manager and also the manager.
All right, away from that, see some more transfer bits just as we have it on the back pages of the major dailies, and a couple of transfers to look forward to. The likes of Jean-Philippe Mateta are looking to, by all means, leave the club. He signed for them in 2022, but then might just be looking to leave again in 2026.
For Crystal Palace, a lot of players are leaving.
Even the manager is leaving.
The manager said, he was upset that Maguire changed for a particular match,
and then you saw him in the night before.
It was surprising, and he complained about that in the press conference. There were even he talks that Crystal Palace were considering to sack him, but at the end of the day, they have said that he will end the season, his contract, and you can see that Crystal Palace, just like a couple of teams, have sold a lot of their players.
Yeah.
It started with Mikel Olise, Eze went, you have Maguire, majority of their key players. And now if you are selling Jean-Philippe Mateta, it's going to be a massive loss to that particular Crystal Palace squad. The next manager has a lot
to do. A lot of rebuilding.
A lot of rebuilding because you can't just rely on your academy. I know that academy at the smaller clubs are good, but
no
you
doubt.
can't compare breaking an academy player into the top flight league where you have
straight up.
The team will struggle. You struggle, and we are seeing them. They have much won 11 games now. They have won 11 games, 8 in the Premier League, and Oliver Glasner is struggling to even get a win with this team.
Well, Manchester United in the lookout for a midfielder, and talk of some of the players being talked about is Ruben Neves, who left Wolverhampton Wanderers for the Southeast. That's talking about Al Hilal.
For Ruben Neves, I don't want him at United because I'm a United fan.
So would you prefer Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
See, don't pick him average player because we have enough average players already at the team. I didn't.
So who are the top class? Who are the big names you think United should look out for?
Okay, Casemiro is leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah,
and there's also the possibility that Ugarte might also leave.
Yeah, sure.
Now you have to reinforce that midfield. We have Kobe Mino, we have which other player do we have at that particular position. But there's a certain Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest. I know he's getting.
Or maybe Adam Watson.
Adam Watson
of
is
Crystal
an
Palace.
Player. As I say, I've said it. It's too soft for someone to be playing that United midfield. I need someone who can dictate the play.
Strong and dogged.
Elliot Anderson is a perfect guy. Can control the tempo of the game. He's strong. He can tackle. He can do the interception. And it's something Baleba. But something about Baleba is that the consistency. He did well at the AFCON. But at the start
back
of the
to Brighton,
he hasn't given me that kind of performance we saw maybe 2 seasons ago.
All right. I mean, a lot of rumors making the rounds with Paris Saint-Germain also looking to compete with Barca to permanently sign Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford, and also talks about Joshua Zirkzee, I beg your pardon, also leaving Manchester United by the end of the season. With likes of Juventus locking on.
I've said for Rashford, Barcelona, don't take it twice. Just bring our money. Yeah, because Rashford, we have said our goodbyes, and we don't even want him. Because a lot of backup.
It doesn't look like there's a way back for Rashford and Man U.
I don't even want him back because yes, he has paid his dues. He's United. But that is over. Face your new club. And I've seen a lot of Barcelona fans complaining, and there have even been talks that Barcelona even considering to send him back. I don't want that particular situation. If it is Petr that wants to pay the money, just pay the money.
You have him already.
For Joshua Zirkzee, it's finding it difficult to even come into this team because with the players United brought in during the summer, lots of Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbeumo, there is a lot of
perfect fit
position to fight for. We are also has the position that he can play, but he said he's a
9.5.
9.5. Now
that caught me off guard, really.
Okay.
Yeah, 9.5.
A lot of Italian clubs are coming for him. Hopefully, maybe there can be a way for him, maybe on loan or at the end of the day go to where he came from. Juventus are looking in the side, and hopefully because Zirkzee is one player that yes, he can give you all those kind of flick, all those
the tricks. He holds up the play.
But that's not what United need. This current United squad needs someone who can. We need counter-attacking players, and that's what we are doing with like a Carrick on the way.
Let's say from this person, if this person is for us, or maybe. Hi, good evening. Hello.
Hi, good.
Yeah, welcome to Sports Hub.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Thanks.
Hello.
My name is Ebolu, and I'm calling from Ikorodu.
All right, Ebolu from Ikorodu. Your contribution to the show. This is Sports Hub. Okay. Do want to call us back. 0907-224-5018 is the phone line. The gateway to the studio this evening. Of course, we talked a little bit about football on the home front, talk about European football, and now we're discussing about some of the transfer gossip that we have on the back pages of the major dailies. What you have noticed also about Julian Alvarez with the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, and also Barcelona possibly locking on to sign him. And there's also been a bit of statement coming through from Chelsea on whether or not Kopama will remain with the side.
For Kopama, I've seen the talks of him coming to United. I will take him because Bruno Fernandes is getting older. And it will be a perfect replacement if there are talks, because you saw Bruno Fernandes doing an interview that United almost were thinking about selling him. Because me, I was also part of the United fans. I said that.
That wanted him to take the money then.
But now I'm having a second thought
because you've seen his display this season.
I see. I've downplayed Bruno's ability because. So there's sometimes that you watch Bruno and you get frustrated that
there's some passes supposed to it does happen like that.
I've seen that Bruno is that person that
is as important as life to Manchester United.
Against
I mean, a lot of stats that is currently topping in the EPL this season. A lot of stats.
And I've even Premier League posted before this match against Arsenal that could he break that record of most assists in the Premier League?
I think that's 20 assists by Kevin De Bruyne
and Thierry Henry, both of them. So he has had 10 assists with how many games to go? I think we are
17 matches now. This is match week 23 that was played.
23, that's
15 matches.
15 more matches. Can Bruno Fernandes equal the record? We still have that to go because now that creativity, that passes I need for Bruno is giving the likes of Obemo and also Matthias Cunha, and he's doing his job perfectly well.
All right, most definitely we look forward to see how the season is going to pan out for Manchester United right there in the English Premier. This is the Sports Talk Show on your number one urban lifestyle station, Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Before we wrap up the show, let's bring it back home a little bit and talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League once again. Talk about the NPFL dropping 15 places to 91st in the world rankings. I know we talked a little bit about the NPFL, we talked about the league already. But then dropping a whole 15 place to 91st in the latest International Federation of Football History and Statistics Global League rankings.
Are you surprised? That's the question at the back. Are you surprised? If you even manage to be top,
why are you putting me?
We try. You have to. Being the top 100 is an achievement, so we have to take that as a positive. We are 12th ranked team when it comes to the continent of Africa, which is not quite bad because now.
So you think being 12th is not bad?
You see, the reality, like I've seen. I saw Austin Eguavoen said something that he was disappointed that Chelsea did not take home base player.
Yeah.
And now my thought, because when I first heard that statement, my head kind of sparked that.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Where are you coming from?
It's trying to kind of create a situation where you have a quota system for foreign based players and also
the home based players. Yes.
I'm questioning myself. Look at the CHAN tournaments. How well has the home base is done well?
Thank God it's now been scrapped, by the way.
The 2 times we did well, we had a bronze medal under certification in 2014 and under the Salisu Yusuf, the bribery and corruption coach.
That did not come from me. I did not say it on my show.
It's there now because it was caught red-handed. And Austin Eguavoen, at some point, was the coach of the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
2021 AFCON that we went for. How many home-based players did
you take with him? Yeah.
The only player that he took was a goalkeeper, which was Olawale Ojo at that time. And the reality is that these players are not up to par compared to the foreign-based players. Because national team should be based on merit.
Look
at our league.
Not about who knows who. Recently,
I found out that NPFL and StarTimes. Yeah, sorry, I should not be sorry.
You're going to pay me.
I'm upset because the TV guys decide with a particular TV station.
I mean, we do a lot of shady deals in this part of the world,
and it has been. See, a lot of things are happening in this thing. It is we don't have any accredited stadium. They are talking about CAF and FIFA standard.
We are managing. We are managing.
In this country, before we start league, we be hearing club licensing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things. How many teams has academy in the NPFL? Now you should be bidding. If you ask the majority of this private owner where they see their money from, it's from this
sale of merchandise
and also some academy of the players.
Talk about the likes of Beyond Limits and also Sporting Lagos.
Over 700 million to go on a particular football team
in the season.
the return you will get is 150 million.
That's if you win the league.
If you win the league. Okay, if not win the league, many of us, what should we do?
It's business.
We are doing charity. Because
that's why it's called the business.
Because the NPFL, we have a lot of work to do, and we are seeing it at the continent, the club continent. Our teams are struggling to even get into the group stage. This is the first time that we have a team since 2019 or 2020. They are having a team with the CAF Champions League, and when we are even in the CAF Champions League, we are even struggling to even qualify out of the group stage.
To ruffle feathers with the big boys.
Actually,
especially just don't come up against an what's it called, a North African side.
A North African side, because the two North African side are in our group. Talking about Rivers United, talking about
Remo Stars
and also RS Berkane. Those are the two teams that won the CAF Competition Cup, won the CAF Champions League, and now we are in the difficult situation that Rivers United will have to win the 3 matches in order to qualify to the next round, which is impossible. I know the reality that we can't win the many 3 matches. If we don't win one, we have to thank God that okay, yes,
at least we won one. All right, away from that, right about now, time to wrap up the show. This is Sports Hub Show on Hyper Radio 102.1 FM. I've been bringing you beats coming through from the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. Quick before we wrap up things, talking about basketball on the African continent. It's been said that Angola has now been confirmed as the host nation for the entire 2026 season of the Basketball African League, following approval from the Angolan president, João Lourenço. I just hope that João Lourenço will not still come back and say he's invested a lot of money in basketball, and they need to tell him if an Angola team does not, because he did that with the Angola team at the last AFCON. Don't forget, he organized a friendly match between Argentina and Angola when they were going to celebrate their 50th independence anniversary, and then he's saying that they've invested taxpayers' money, that why did the Angola team not make it through to the round of 16? Okay, so if the Angola team, because right now they are the current reigning continental champions in the Basketball African League, they secured their 12th AfroBasket title after that dominant 70-43 victory over Mali in 2025. So hopefully they retain that title this 2026. If not, they will return that president money. That president money, you don't want to joke with this money. But then it's been announced by the NBA. That's like a significant evolution for the Basketball African League, because before night has always been played in Rwanda.
Yes.
It has always been played in Rwanda.
So for Angola, it's not a must. If your teams are not doing well, don't do the Morocco, because now a lot of people are saying anytime you have a bugu in teams that
has to do with Morocco,
they are calling it the Morocco way. So that is the name. So he has invested. Tell his team to work hard, because if the best at the end of the tournament, we should be the one winning it, not because of their hosting. We must win it.
Many thanks to you, Warren, for being a part of the show this evening. Sports Hub Show right here on Hyper Radio 102.1 FM. Sports Hub Show returns on Wednesday between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on Fridays, 5 to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays 2 to 3 p.m. We serve you your early morning sport tonic, and that's Sports in a Jiffy, Monday through to Fridays from 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10, right here on Hyper Radio 102.1 FM. Ayodeji Ajiboye signing out this evening. Stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Go out there, be the best version of yourself, and don't forget to be kind, because kindness is cool. Stay glued with us right here on Hyper Radio, because the drop down continues. Good evening.
From the greens of golf